Hey, hello, good morning, my lovelies, wherever you are. Might be nighttime where you are right now. It's morning here in beautiful, sunny New Zealand. Gosh, it's a beautiful day here. To be the CEO Bossbitch of your business and show up every day powerfully to serve your tribes and get the results that you're calling in, you need to be calm, clear, and certain. No small feat, right? You can, or pretty easy. You can do that. You can be calm, you can be clear, and you can be certain. So much easier than what it sounds, especially as an entrepreneur in your business on your own. You're there, you're in front of the computer, you're watching what other people are doing online. It gets overwhelming. You start coming off track because you're so busy watching what everyone else is doing. We live in a world where we're constantly bombarded by other people's processes, by what other people are doing, and it just leads to so much confusion. It certainly doesn't lead to clear, calm, and certain. It is probably the exact opposite. So all of my private coaching clients, I make all of them not turn on their social media until lunchtime. So if any of my private clients are watching now, they're in trouble, right? Watching social media early in the morning means that you can't focus on your own business. The morning is the time that you put your CEO hat on and you get doing what you're supposed to be doing. If you're busy watching what everyone else is doing, you're just going to dive into overwhelm, get imposter syndrome, and then not be able to show up in your own business. So if you want to be clear, calm, and certain, focus on what you're doing, right? In order to get really clear on what you're doing, ask yourself these questions. Do I know exactly who I'm here to serve? So client avatar, thinking about the problem that your client has and how you solve it, how that fits into your funnel, how it fits into the whole client journey, how you serve people at each part of that journey, right? That's all clarity. That'll get you really, really clear. But also, are you certain about who you are and what you're here to do? What is your life's purpose? How are your values being played out in your business and your life right now? You need to be really clear about what it is that you want and the change that you want to make in your clients' lives and the change that you want to be in the world so that your business model can serve that. Otherwise, you're going to constantly come in and out of it and backwards and forwards all the time and change your mind and change your programs and change your offers and change your products. Whereas if you've got clarity, then you're always going to be showing up, doing the right thing and save yourself tons of time and heartache. Trust me. Okay, and to be calm, right? In order to be calm, you need to be certain. So the calm, the clear, and the clarity, they're all really interrelated. You can't have one without the other, because if you're not clear about where you're going, of course you're not going to be calm. You're going to be worried, right? But in order to be calm, you need to, again, not watch what other people are doing on social media. I did a podcast this morning. If you're not signed up to my podcast, make sure you do that. It's called Business Woo Woo for Women Entrepreneurs. It's great. It's all about the energetics of actually showing up and getting sales and making your business working for you. I did a podcast this morning about how to be really certain on where you're going and not dive into overwhelm, so that you can be certain about what's in your business, where your clients are, where you're making your money, what your offers are, and that just calms everything all the way down, right? Just because something is working for someone else doesn't mean that's the right way for you to do it. So for me personally, I love doing webinars, right? Because I need that live audience. I need to know that I'm making a difference in someone's life. I need to feel that energy from the other person, being an empath, so that I can actually feed off that and feed into them and make it an awesome presentation. However, if you're not, if you don't love talking, if you're not a playful, powerful personality, you might be a quieter personality, you might be a precise, playful, then maybe doing a video recording is better for you. Maybe doing a blog is better for you. Maybe you enjoy the structure of that blog a whole lot better. So you need to do what works in your business, not what works in someone else's. Because if you choose what works for someone else and you turn up and you do that in your business, it can just dive you, tank you straight down into imposter syndrome, and then you're not going to show up, and then you're not certain about what you're doing if you're following someone else's structure. Which is why, all of these, you can pay a lot of money to have someone set a strategy for you, right? But it's not necessarily going to work, and you might use that strategy to get up to, say, like 6 figures. It's very easy to grow any business up to 6 figures, right? With strategy and systems, and it's pretty easy. But getting to that next layer, getting to that 7 figures really requires that it's you on a plate, that the business is really structured in a way that really works for you. So I mean, like Richard Branson, right? Fingers in all sorts of pies. That works for him, might not work for you. Oprah does one thing and she does it superbly well. That works for her, and it's all about people. So it really has to be you. That's why we talk so much about life's purpose and where you're going and what it is that you're doing for your clients, because it really matters, right? So you might not even be at 6 figures yet, or you might be between 6 figures and 7 figures, or you might be over 7 figures. But regardless of where you're at, spending time now on getting really clear and certain and calm about your direction is going to allow you to grow faster. If you don't have those 3 foundations in your business, then the tower that you're building on top of that, it will topple, right? You'll get to a certain point and it gets too hard, and then you feel like you want to burn your business down. You're like, it's too hard, I'm just going to chuck it all away and I'm going to go and get a job at the local cafe, or I'm going to do something else, I'm going to start a new business. Oh, let's start this new business, right? I see that in lots of entrepreneurs, and it's tempting for myself as well. And I've done it in the past, right? Like, certainly don't think I'm judging you. I've done every wrong thing in business you possibly could imagine. Been in business for 25 years. My first business was at 18. I made plenty of mistakes. Where was I going with it? So you want to be really certain about where you go, right? And the temptation is to build one business to 6 figures and then go, it gets too hard, so now I'm going to build this other business to 6 figures, and you put someone else in that 6-figure business and let them run that, and then you just keep building and building and building. But if you're really passionate about one of your businesses, or the business that you're in now, and you want to grow it to 7, 8 or beyond figures, then get really clear, really calm, and really certain. And if you're not clear, calm, and certain, these are the ways to do it. Get clear, figure out what your life's purpose is, figure out your values, figure out the difference that you're here to make in the world, and how you want to show up to serve your clients. Journal on that, meditate on it, work with a coach to figure it out, but that is the foundation. And then you want to get really certain. So that's all about beliefs, right? So it's about affirming that you're going to get what you want. It's about believing that you're going to get there, and trying not to figure out the how, because in order to grow to 6 figures, you figure out a lot of how, right? So you think that growing from 6 figures to 7 figures requires that same strategy. It doesn't. It requires something entirely different, right? You do not focus on the how and the strategy to go from 6 to 7 figures. It's something entirely different. It's about beliefs, certainty, and clarity. Okay, now calmness. Of course, if you have the beliefs, then you're going to be calm about where you're going. But growing any business from 6 to 7 figures, it doesn't require hustle. It requires less, but certainly aligned action. So from 0 to 6 figures, there's a lot of hustle, right? There's a lot of taking actions, any old actions, and chucking this shit up on Facebook and chucking this shit up on your website and doing this new program and hustle here and hustle there and networking. And from 6 to 7 figures, it's different. It's not the strategy, it's not the hustle, but it's completely aligned action. So by the time you get to 6 figures, you need to be to push through that next success barrier, you need to be really, really clear. And then, of course, the aligned actions that you're taking are less. They might be bigger and bolder, and certainly maybe even a little bit scarier, but they're not going to be hustle. You're not going to be as busy. And I know that seems crazy, and you quite often sit at 6 figures, and I see this in my clients so many times. They sit at 6 figures and they can't push through to that next part of even sometimes multiple 6 figures. They can't even get there because they're afraid. They see how much work they're doing to get to 6 figures, and they're like, I'm literally going to fucking die if I have to do twice as much work to make double 6 figures. But the truth is that the higher you go, the less hustle you do, because you're just taking more aligned actions, right? So think about your goal and what is the one thing that you can move yourself towards that goal today. That's aligned actions. Those are the actions you want to be taking, not the busy hustle stuff, not the reading other people's content, not the creating the new things, but really focusing down on one particular thing and growing that one thing at a time. Sure, you can grow multiple things at multiple times, but if you want to get there faster, grow one thing at a time. Right, I hope that's been helpful for you today. I've loved talking with you and talking about calm and certainty and clarity, and I wish all of those things for you today. And bye from beautiful sunny New Zealand. And remember, together we shall rise.